left off, we were in half split. And right now, I want you to meet me on your mat in a wide leg forward fold. You know my favorite number, guys, number 5. So I want you to take 5 deep breaths to your own respiration. When you've reached this 5, I want you to heel and toe your feet in to a narrower forward fold. And then sink your butt into garland pose. This is a nice little hip stretch that's going to help you with your splits. Place your elbows on the inside of your knees and push out slightly while making sure that your back is straight. Once you've gotten 5 breaths there, we can try a variation of the garland pose. You can place one hand down on the floor, still pressing slightly into that knee and raising the other hand up overhead. Do a 5 count, and then try again on the other side. Gaze is up at the fingertips. Now again, breathe 5 deep, lovely breaths. And once you've completed your 5 breaths, I want you to raise up into that halfway lift and then fall slowly into another wide leg forward fold. This is just warming up your hamstrings so that you can have that nice deep stretch once you go into split pose. Feel the stretch. Relax here for a bit. It is an intense stretch, so you can pull back if you need to, bending your knees a little bit. And raise up into a halfway lift. Heel into your feet in. Bend your knees a lot as if you were going into chair pose. Inhale and come to standing. Okay, beauties, now I'd like you guys to meet me on the floor in a wide straddle. And we're going to just sit in the straddle for a while. Make sure that we're on our sits bone. Quads fully engaged, toes peeled back. We're just going to feel this lovely stretch. 5 deep, beautiful breaths. After you've completed your 5 breaths, we're going to up this pose a little bit by leaning forward, hinging at the hips, trying to get our chest to the floor. But if that's not possible, place your elbows down on the mat. And again, if that's not possible, you place your elbows on a yoga block, a pillow. So we're going to hold this again for a 5 count. Make sure that your toes are peeled back, almost facing towards your body, and your quads are engaged. Now we're going to do a twist. Twist your whole torso over your left leg and fold forward. And we're just going to hold this, feeling that stretch. Then we're going to make our way to the other side. While doing this, we're going to stay low, keeping that engagement. Then again, fold, torso completely twisted over the leg, quads engaged, toes peeled backwards. Another variation of the straddle is the pancake version, as some people may call it, where you stretch straight forward. I'm using a yoga block to help with my reach. And we're just going to hold this. Same principles apply for your quads, your hamstring, and your toe engagement. Now slowly raise up from this pancake straddle position and let's work split pose. I'm really excited. Now for our split pose, we are going to use our yoga block to help us with balance and just correcting our form. I hope you remember earlier when we visited low lunge, because that's the posture we're going to use to help us get into a full split, a full front split. We're going to go between a full low lunge and a half split. We're just going to warm up our hamstrings. Do a 5 count. Inhale in the lunge, exhale in the half split. Once you've done about 5 or 6, we're going to walk our feet out slightly, sinking deeper into our hip and holding that, feeling that stretch. Maybe this is where you stop. Maybe this is the furthest your body will allow you to go, and that's perfectly fine. But if you can push further, we're going to go back into a half split and then into a lunge. Same as before. 5 count. Inhale in your lunge. Exhale in your half split. And again, we're just doing this for 5. If you've reached 5 and this seems okay to you, we're going to push our heels forward a little bit more, sinking into that hip. For me, it is my left hip, and I'm using my right leg for my front split. And maybe for you, this is where you end. But if not, we're going to go again into those lunge half split drills that we did earlier. And we're just going to do it again for 5. We're pretty close to the ground now, but we're still going to push our heels out and see if we can straighten that front leg completely while keeping our hips in alignment, which is facing towards the front or towards your toes. If this is too difficult to keep on your own, you can place the block underneath your extended front leg. I like stretching forward, doing like a forward fold almost when I am prepping my front splits, because it really, really warms up my hamstrings. I also like pulsing my toes because it gives me an extra stretch, but this is not a step that you necessarily need to take. Now, if you're still following along, you almost have it. You can remove the blocks and straighten that front leg all the way, push that heel out a little bit more, and sink your hips into the ground. And voila, you are in splits pose. Now, if you didn't make it this far, but you're still watching the video, be very proud of where you are, what you've accomplished, because it's a great feat. Splits is not an easy pose. It is not a beginner's pose. So be grateful for where you are and just appreciate your practice and what your body has allowed you to do thus far. I can't wait to try another pose with you. But as far as split pose goes, this is all I know. This is all I practice, and this is all I have to offer. I hope you find this helpful or found this helpful, and I can't wait to see you in another video. Peace.